Hello, everyone. Shawn Stewart of 586 Sports. I have great news for you. In today's video, I will be doing against the spread picks for week 0 in college football. Now, before I begin, I would like to say this segment is being brought to you by our good friends at Bull Rush. Bull Rush is a competition platform where participants from around the world compete against each other in a variety of trading competitions, trivia tournaments, and challenges for cash and other big prizes. So, what you can do right now is you can sign up right now at bullrush.tech by using promo code 586 sports and you will get $5 into your account upon deposit. So it is a free $5 deposit bonus. So no playthrough requirements, just straight $5. So for example, if you put in 20 along with that promo code, you'll get $25 plus that 5 if you use that promo code. So you need to use that code when depositing. All right? So let us begin. So the first game we're going to do is Iowa State versus Kansas State. Now, both of these Big 12 teams will square off in Dublin, Ireland in their first game for this Saturday. Now, Kansas State's quarterback Avery Johnson threw for 2,257 yards and 15 touchdowns in 2024, adding 817 yards and 13 scores on the ground, gives Chris Kilman a true dual threat centerpiece. His legs can punish Iowa State if their defensive front loses gap discipline. Now, on the other side, Iowa State returns Rocco Bett, who quietly threw for 3,000 yards last season, but his protection has been inconsistent, and Kansas State's front seven thrives on collapsing the pocket. Now, Kansas State finished top 50 nationally in scoring defense last year, and while they lost key pieces to the draft, their linebacker unit is still one of the most versatile in the league. The Cyclones counter with a staunch red zone defense, which could force Johnson into long drives rather than explosive plays. So the Wildcats offense line continually four starters return tips the matchup, especially in a neutral site setting where the run game travels better than timing based passing attacks. So not only I like Kansas State to win, but I also like them to cover with that 3. Next one we have is Western Kentucky and Sam Houston. Sam Houston at Western Kentucky, as Western Kentucky is favored by 10. So Sam Houston welcomes new coach Phil Longo, who is making the switch to an air raid offense. So the transition is a rebuilt defense with at least 8 transfers. Will try to win the Conference USA opener at West Kentucky. The Hilltoppers also have several transfers in their starting lineup, including quarterback Maverick McEver, who had 3,828 passing yards and 30 touchdowns with Albion Christian at the FCS level last season. So this looks like a shootout, and Western Kentucky is 4-5 against the spread as a home favorite the last 2 seasons. So take Western Kentucky as I like them to cover. And then last but not least, you have the Stanford Cardinals against the Hawaii Rainbows. Now, Stanford brings back a ton of players from last year, as Stanford ranks 26th in the country and third in the ACC with a 64% of its roster returning. The most production comes back on defense, 73%, including 15 of 20 players who played 150 plus snaps. So, and the coach right now for Stanford is Frank Wright, who bring his NFL pedigree and will lean on an offensive line that returns 3 starters. Now, the quarterback for Hawaii, Micah Alejandro, threw for 469 yards and 5 touchdowns in the season finale against New Mexico, but that was more of a product of an awful Lobos defense that potential success that could carry over into the season. So I like I'm gonna pick an upset. I'm going to pick Stanford. I'm going to pick Stanford. That 2.5 underdog.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like what you just saw, make sure you follow our social media pages and don't forget to visit our website at 586sports.com for the latest news in the sports world.